The boys at Offroad Creative have built the ultimate package. So we've been traveling for 10 years part-time, 4 years full-time with countless different car setups. We think we've actually nailed this one. Over the years, we understand what works, what doesn't. The boys at Offroad Creative, they've listened to that, they've understood that, they've thrown their knowledge into it. We think this is, hands down, probably one of the best setups we've ever had. I don't know if we can beat this one. Let's check it out, hey? I'll show you guys through it all. This canopy is a little special, by the way. This is build number 100 by Offroad Creative. Pretty cool, hey? Building a canopy for a tourer, it's a bit of a tough one. You don't want it to look so disconnected from the styling of the car. Offroad Creative, with the way they style the canopies, hands down, they're the best on the market. Color-wise, that's a tough one. We wanted to keep the slate grey colour in this canopy as much as we can. As a rule of thumb, when you're colour coding a canopy to the rest of the truck, you normally do your doors and that type of stuff. This time, we've gone with all slate grey and just a couple little black touches, wheel arch and ladder and all that. We think it's freaking cool. We just slate grey everywhere on this truck. Let's go inside it. Driver's side first, we'll talk about that. This generally, as a rule of thumb for us, is our storage side. So up the top here, we have a large storage section. This carries our tables, our chairs, ladders, all the general type of stuff that we use day to day that we can access in and out pretty easily. Up the top there, another storage section, but that's stuff that I don't use all the time. So we've got our wetsuits, dive gear, radios. I put the batteries for the boat. I put the Garmin up there, the sounder, all that type of stuff. So this is a general storage section. Now we move over to this section. So this is a different section that we ran to our last canopy as well. This is another massive storage section, but for higher stuff. So in there, we have our dive gear in the large bag. We have our chainsaw. I normally have ladders and stuff in there as well. This is a really important part for us. I'll just keep emphasizing the storage part, and having places that you can get to easily and get out easily is super important. This side, this is a new feature to us. Obviously, we have a boat now. We have a 376 Mako craft that sits on the top with the Offroad Creative boat loader, which I'll show you afterwards. But this is where the outboard sits. This is really cool. I need to show you this. This is the motor slide as well. Again, from Offroad Creative, so check it out. We don't have the motor on here. We don't have the boat on there because it's sitting on the trailer back at our camp spot. We're at Dundee Beach on the western side of Darwin, and we've been fishing every day. So I'm sorry, I'll do a separate video on the actual boat and motor itself, but let's talk about this right now. So this is the Offroad Creative motor slide. They've designed this themselves, so they basically have everything in-house. They don't need to outsource for motor slides and boat racks and all that type of stuff. So this is a simple 20 horsepower Tohatsu, fits in here beautifully. Just sit it up on here, tilt it up like that, and push it in, and then just lock it in with your pins. It's that simple, works a treat. And another thing I'm gonna show you down here, you might need to get a different angle on it. Okay, so right down the very back down there, you can see where you got a little notch, a little hole. So this is for the tiller on the outboard. We can't have it sitting up because we don't have enough height in there. Back down there on the kitchen side, there is still a drawer sitting in there. So Offroad Creative have utilised every little bit of spare space and used it to our advantage for storage. Storage side yet again, Offroad Creative. Look how cool this is, just those little slate grey touches with two packing. Man, the boys know how to style stuff. The two drawers here, general tools. This generally houses all my Makita tools, race tapes, tyre repair kits, chains for this chainsaw, all that type of general stuff. Then we come over this side. This is something that we have on all our setups. We do a lot of filming, a lot of content. This is a purpose-built charging drawer. This houses everything, our Makita batteries, our drones, our GoPros, jump starters, everything. It's got basically a 12 plug-in power bank in here, which is permanently on, always keeping our stuff all nice and charged. Let's talk about the 12 volt system. 12 volt systems, again, touring setup, you need to have a good, reliable 12 volt system. Same as what we did in our previous truck. So we have all Enerdrive gear. We have one 400 amp lithium slimline battery that's tucked in behind the fridge, utilizing that space yet again. Here we have twin DC to DC chargers, so these are the 40 plus chargers. So generally, as a rule of thumb, they pump in about 45 amps per unit while we're driving through the alternator. We have a separate MPPT solar controller for the 190 watt EnerDrive solar panel up on the roof, and then the inverter side we have a 3000 watt inverter and a 100 amp AC charger built into one unit. This is a wicked system, all running through the Cymarine switching system, which is on the other side, which I'll show you afterwards. And obviously, yet again, Offroad Creative utilising the space very carefully, very functional. It's all in the headboard. In the headboard as well, behind all this, you've got your water pumps. You've basically got all your fillers. You've got everything that can be tucked away, but it's not tucked under the truck to be in all the elements. So tucked in really neatly here. We have a cool little switch. We have a little clear panel, which Offroad Creative, just those little touches yet again. We have some GPOs here. We have our fuse breakers here, and then we have here, this is the isolator switch for the winch for up on the boat loader. So I think we'll go to the kitchen side. Moving on from the electrical system, we're on the passenger side of the Canopy now, which is the kitchen side. This is our switching. This up here is our Cymarine, so this will tell us our state of charge, our charge coming in or flow coming in, our usage coming out from all our appliances and charging, all that type of stuff. It also has senders for our water tank, and it has switching as well. So this is switching to turn your fridge on and off, your lights, all your basic sort of functions, your accessories, your GPOs, your USBs, all that type of stuff. And here we have the inverter switch. So this turns our inverter on and off and enables us to switch it on for the AC charger too. We have shore power on the back of the Canopy, which I'll show you afterwards. Okay, fridge side. This is the Dometic NRX 130 litre fridge. So our previous Canopy had a 110. We've stepped it up to the 130 litre fridge. Really freaking cool fridge, beautiful, massive inside. As you can see, it's for all Merriam's kombucha. I have no beer in here. Actually, I got some sheepdog. If you haven't tried this, peanut butter whiskey, damn good. Yeah, basic sort of thing. We have a little freezer up the top as well. So we'll start from the top and work our way back down. The top, this large section here, this is for a large cooker. So this is a Breville 3-in-1 cooker. So essentially it's a microwave, an air fryer, and a convection oven all in one. Really cool. The previous truck, I think we had the 10-in-1 or the 11-in-1, but one thing we did realize after we installed it, that it actually didn't have a microwave function. So when we go out for a few nights at a time in just the truck, Merriam likes to pre-cook and a simple little nuke it in the microwave, and we didn't have that function, so we've gone with this one, and it actually works really cool. We have a little section in here too, a little storage section, again, utilising all that little bit of space to make it more functional. Over here, we have our Dometic. So these are 20 litre and 10 litre little storage bags. Really cool, man. We put all our food in here and it goes right back into there, and when you're not using them, they just collapse into nothing. Up the top, right at the top there, we have stuff that we don't use too much at all, so pretty easy. Over here, storage, and again, storage over this side. Actually, what I need to show you, you want to come over this side, I've got to show you what's in this drawer. Okay, so this is a continuation from when I was talking about the motor on the other side. When you've got the drawer closed, they've got a sectioned off little area here that enables the tiller to be tucked away in there nice and neat. So again, you're not wiping out an entire drawer. You've still got a whole section here for storage and general kitchen type of stuff, which is really cool. And yes, little touches yet again, slate grey, build number 100. When it comes to the Canopy lighting, we've gone something a little different to the conventional type strip lighting. Again, Baja design, so we've gone with a little Baja design dome lights. So we have ambers, and then we also have whites as well to mix it up a little bit. So just cool, nice and simple, nice and neat, and we can turn them on individually as we need to. While we're talking about lights, we're going to talk about the rock lights under here. We have some little Baja dome lights. So these are basically just an amber. They're not an RGB type one. They're just a little amber light just to give us that little bit of ambiance, would you say? Okay, so to finish off the kitchen section, we have our table and cooking right here. So we have a large pull-out benches here. You can see it's massive. And then we have another section which comes out. So this houses our little sink. So this will just pop down. And over here, we have the new Dometic induction cooker. This is probably the best induction cooker I've ever seen, and the reason why, all the other cookers that we've had, when you put a fry pan on there, they hit each other and you can't get them exactly centered on the elements. They've made this cooker that little bit larger so you can center the pans on there and they cook really cool. So I'm stoked, absolutely stoked with the Dometic cooker. All right, again, storage down the bottom. Again, at the back we have the smaller drop-down box, and then at the front we have a really big drop-down box as well. So this houses recovery gear, and then the other one is basically all my hoses and my water connectors and all that type of stuff. While we're talking about the boxes on that side, obviously driver's side as well, same thing, no different to the other side. Again, we have more storage here, and in the back box we got something a little bit different. Check this out. Here we go. 400C via air compressors. Previous truck we only had 2 compressors, and I think they were only about 300 Cs. It used to take us, from memory, I think about 40 minutes from, from a low sand pressure all the way back up, and that's with all 8 tyres, the tyres on the truck and the tyres on the van. This is going to make it so much quicker. I think we air up probably, I don't know, up to 5 times, 6 times in certain areas that we're driving in. So if you times that by 40 minutes, man, it's a lot of time. So having 4 compressors has made it so much quicker. And obviously, like I showed you before, we have the inlet on the front bar, and then we have an inlet on the rear of the canopy as well, so I'll show you those as well. Let's jump over to the rear of the canopy. Okay, so I'll give you a breakdown of the entire rear of the canopy itself. Obviously, twin spares. The reason why I carry twin spares, and I get asked this a little bit, is why are you going to carry twin spares, is because these tyres, a 37 13.5 and a 20-inch, can be a little bit hard to get, so having twin spares, I don't know, it's just a no-brainer for me. Offroad Creative ladder, so this folds down as well. We have the relocated cameras again, so the rear of the Chevys have 2 cameras, one up there, and then we have one down here. Up the top, either side of the ladder, we have the Baja, so these are the S1s in a work scene light, so it spreads the light really nice and even. We go underneath here, we have an inlet and an outlet for our 12-volt system. So inlet enables us to charge through the AC charger, and then an outlet enables us to use power through a lead or something. Okay, the bit back here, large trundle drawer. So this houses basically all my tools, my fixings, basically everything. This is essentially like my little garage that carries all my tools. Down here we have twin Anderson plugs for the DC-DC chargers in the caravan. Here again, Offroad Creative, they're relocated, all the standard features that were on the car. So these are the GM accessory camera inlets. Here we have our air inlet, or outlet, sorry, that I explained before with the compressor. Okay, over this side, we have a water outlet. So this is through a 12-volt pump. And then over this side, we just have a little gravity-fed one as well. So if I want to wash my hands and all that, without having to turn the pump on and all that general type of stuff. I'm pretty sure that's about it on the rear. Again, Offroad Creative, all the factory parking sensors have been relocated into the canopy as well. And obviously over this side, we have the Gen Y hitch. Been using these for years, absolutely love them. This is a 7-ton with a 900 kilo ball weight hitch with a 6 drop. The reason I have 6 drop is we can put the caravan or the boat hitch on there. I can have the step on there. I can carry my bike rack, all that type of stuff without having to basically remove everything. So pretty easy. And then we have our stone stomper as well, which I love. The caravan doesn't get slaughtered. And then we have manual inflation points for the airbags as well. So that's about it. Okay, like I said before, Offroad Creative like to have everything in-house. Let's talk about the boat loader. Really cool, very, very simple, very, very light setup and fully adjustable. All these different mounts here are able to move in and out, these ones, and this one is able to move in and out and backwards and forwards. So that basically enables you to have whatever size boat you want up on the roof. Up the top there, it's running off a 3,000 pound carbon winch, just a little tiny winch through that isolator that I showed you before. So again, really cool little feature. Let's talk about the front bar now. Offroad Creative, yet again, nailed it. I think these guys do the raddest bar in the industry. They look really cool. The boys know how to design and style things really well, and obviously functionality of it too. Awesome. So it's a full aluminium bar. They're running a steel cradle for your winch in here. Then they've relocated all the sensors for your parking sensors, relocated the front camera. This truck has 14 cameras around it all, so they definitely need to relocate all that so it all works fine. How cool is it? Like seriously, it looks insane. Underneath we have a 15,000 pound Scout carbon winch, Man, these are a workhorse. Last year, I used it countless times rescuing people in WA. They've just been insane, so this is why we've put another carbon one in there. Okay, this is it. This is our 2024 Silverado HD Tourer. We love it, suits us to a T. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Any questions, any comments, please leave a comment below. And if you like the content, please subscribe. It goes a long way, it really does. Yeah, just thank you to everyone involved. Let's go have some fun touring with that.